By love, by life, protection, and perfection. Thank you for joining me tonight, January 29th, in this first new moon of 2025. It is a new moon in the air sign of Aquarius. I always thought this curious that it was called the water bearer. It's a jug, but it's an air sign. And what I found out is that that's related to the mental energy that it takes to actually have created a container to hold water. And this air sign of Aquarius is connected to our social networks and our friends. So friends, thank you for joining me here tonight and allowing me to share these little tidbits of information that I've been able to glean and digest from various sources about the astrology of the times that we're in. You know, today is the Lunar New Year. So we are now leaving the year of the dragon behind us and entering the year of the snake. So these are potent energies for renewal and transformation, and a really great time to plant some seeds of intention for the future. And you know, I also learned something interesting. So the new moon happens when the sun and the moon they conjoin, or they form a 0 degree angle, and so their energies are like blending and merging, right? Because now the moon and the sun are rising at the same time, and then at a full moon what happens is that the sun sets and then the moon rises. It's a very beautiful dance. This new moon happens to be conjunct with Pluto and Mercury. So another blending, right? Further emphasizing this theme of transformation and breaking free to reinvent ourselves. So Pluto also being like the god of the underworld and things that are like, you know, beneath the surface and hidden. Don't be surprised if some hidden truths surface at this time. Some secrets could be revealed that have been suppressed. There's also at the same time a beneficial trine with Jupiter. So Jupiter is the planet of expansion. And so this may inspire many of us to explore alternative forms of generating income, maybe some different ways of making ends meet. We're also in this new moon square Uranus. And Uranus, this is going to put us at odds with our desire for freedom. And this is going to add more fuel to the fire of our desire to break free from inauthenticity, right? There's also there's Chiron in the mix today with a beneficial sextile. So Chiron's known as the wounded healer, right? And that means there's an opportunity here to go even deeper on our own healing journey. And we might find ourselves experiencing some old wounds that have tested our ability to believe in ourselves or value our true expression. Meanwhile, Uranus, which is the ruling planet of this 11th house, is in another beneficial trine with the planet Venus, you know, thinking of like love and beauty and art. And so there's this harmonic alignment that is also inviting renewal in our connections to ourselves and with others. And know that there's this kind of intellectual rigidity in the square that we have with Uranus. And this will create an opportunity for us to stay curious as new information flows our way, right? Think about like just being certainty is kind of like stale air, and curiosity is a breeze of fresh air. And lastly, Pluto is a part of this cosmic dance in this lunation, lining up briefly for a time with Mars, Venus, and Mercury. So know that Pluto motivates us to alchemize our past pains and to liberate ourselves from those inauthentic ways of showing up in the world. So consider this an evolutionary threshold that will push us beyond our comfort zones. So with that said, let's get settled in our seats and get ready to go on a little new moon intention setting adventure. For this, I think it's good to settle in our seats, separate your shoulders from your ears, and just kind of, because we kind of have a tendency to do that. Good. And we're going to do a little 4-7-8 breathing here by breathing in for 4 and holding it for 7 and out for 8. Excuse me. Good. One more time. In for 4. Hold it for 7. Maybe wiggle around in your seat to make more room in your lungs. Sipping in again and out for 8. We're almost there. One last round here. In for 4. Hold for 7. Inviting that divine, and as we release, let go of those pressures that are no longer mine or thine. There we go. There's that coconutty feeling that I love so much. So with these breaths now, let's just imagine this is known by the indigenous cultures as a snow moon, right? Because there's snow on the ground at this time of year in the Western Hemisphere, at least where I'm located. So we're going to imagine being on a snowy landscape, on a moonless night sky with all of those beautiful stars just sparkling above. See that Milky Way in all its glory. And we're going to crunch our feet through the snow towards a beautiful cave that's calling to us in the distance. There's this warm, inviting cave with a fire. We can see the flickering lights at the mouth of the cave beckoning us closer. And as we approach that cave, we feel these blasts of warmer air, maybe some familiar, comforting scents. And we allow ourselves to enter into the cave and find a nice, cozy spot by the fire. And imagine with your mind's eye staring into those dancing flames, nature's television. And feel yourself just letting go of the worries of your day, just focusing in on that flame, calling your name, and connect with the ground. Notice the way these earthly resources rise to meet up and support your body where you're at right now. Just feel a little gratitude for that support that we have right here, right now, in our bodies. And as you ground, imagine just discharging all that static, all that frantic energy of the have tos, need tos, gotta do's, because there's nowhere else we need to go, nothing else we need to do, no one else we need to be. We are safe in this beautiful cave, comfortable and supported. And let's recall all of that energy that's stuck in the hamster wheel of our heads, that's constantly thinking about the future, the perhaps as maybe some days would like to's, and just see that hamster step off the wheel and take a little break to stare at the fire with you. And the last bit of energy we need to call back to us is all of our past energy, all these shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and wish I didn't. Just let's shed that like a backpack, and let's set that down beside us. We could pick it back up later if we need to, but right now we don't need it for where we're at. And maybe roll your shoulders a little bit to feel a weight lifted, feel that freedom. of other people's expectations, even your own expectations for yourself. And from this space of being fully present, let's put our hands over our heart center here. And let's really allow ourselves to zoom into the center of our hearts. Connect with your beat, that pulse, the pump, da-dump, da-dump. And imagine all of your blood vessels in your body being activated. Each time your heart pumps, there's blood cells being pumped to and from your extremities or into your trunk, up through your heart and your lungs. And give gratitude for the way these systems operate without your conscious awareness. We don't need to tell our heart to pump. We don't need to tell our lungs to breathe. It just does. In fact, let's offer a moment of ho'oponopono to our own selves. Dear self, I love you. Dear self, I'm sorry. Dear self, please forgive me for ignoring you all the time. Oh, dear self, thank you for blessing me with this body. Good. And now let's imagine, as we're sitting here, growing those roots into the earth. And let's really just extend those microtubules beyond the foundation of where we're at. Let's connect energetically to the granite, to the bedrock, down to an underground aquifer where we live. And allow those thirsty microtubules to take a nice long drink, suctioning up into your system these beautiful healing waters, rich with all the mineral nutrients we need in order to thrive. And as you feel that water reaching up to the bottoms of your feet, feel your body like a thirsty sponge soaking up this much desired connection with the earth. And as it rises up your legs, filling you up like a cup from the bottom up, feel it even nourishing the center of your bones where your marrow is, where those brand new stem cells are created. And see these new cells being given a new lease on life with all the nutrients needed to thrive. And feel it rising up your trunk and down your shoulders and arms to your very fingertips, up your neck, into your head, to the very brim of your skull. Breathe it in for a breath of 4. And hold as you allow these divine waters to entwine and twine. And as you breathe out, feel these divine waters just spilling out the top of your head, spilling out of every pore and orifice of your body, just flushing away the old debris, flushing away the old dust. Yeah, really clearing your whole vessel here so that you feel cleansed and purified. And from this coconutty state, being fully flushed and cleared and feeling a flow from the earth through you and out of you. You're like a fountain now, just burbling clear, refreshing nourishment. Allow these waters to remind you that you are valuable because you exist. Really let that message ripple between your ears, and settle down into your heart. You are enough as you are, perfectly imperfect, flawlessly flawed, lovable in this moment. And as you bask in this radiance, this grounded radiance in the dark of the new moon, you hear a little sound that reminds you of a snake, because we are entering the year of the snake. And this isn't a snake that needs you to be afraid of it. This is your own inner wisdom coming from the deep dark to join you at the cusp of your conscious awareness. And to remind you of your own gift of inner genius. For each and every one of us has something that we were designed for greatness to express in this body, in this lifetime on this earth. And this beautiful snake that is joining you at this fire is here to whisper words of wisdom and to remind you of your divine mission. And if you feel so invited, if you feel safe, maybe hold your hands open in your lap and allow that snake to come join you in your hands and to gently coil up, feeling safe in your embrace, and you're very like cupping a handful of sand, right? You can't grasp sand or it escapes through your cracks in your fingers, and we don't want the snake to run away from us. We want to just gently, softly hold that space and allow this primal wisdom to settle into our hands. And as it's moving around, you realize that it has a raspy outer layer that it's willing to shed at this time. So maybe you just kind of gently help it by holding some of this old skin so that it can release what's no longer serving it, this suit that's become too small for all that it's already become. And as you see it coiling around, having released that old skin, let's offer that old skin to the fire in gratitude. And see the flames dance. See it happily consume the old that no longer serves. Feel that blast of warmth warming you and the snake in your hands, who has this shiny new coat. Maybe allow yourself to admire this transformation that you've been gifted in this moment. See this new form in the firelight. And as you sit with this, ask, what is true now? What is true now from this place of having shed what no longer serves, roles that feel too small, outfits that no longer express the roles you wish to play? What is true now? Maybe it's a word, maybe it's an image, or maybe it's an inspiration of something you desire to do moving forward, something to honor this newness that you've been gifted. As you allow yourself to receive this wisdom, to plant this new seed of intention within yourself, feel this silky, lovely, warm skin of the snake, right? Slither into your heart of hearts. Allow this snake, this transformed snake, to find a home within your body. And ask this primal wisdom to make a request of you. And listen with your ears, listen with your eyes, listen with your heart. What is one thing, one commitment that you are being asked to honor? So that you may embody this transformation. And as you receive this divine transmission and you feel this renewed part of you settle into its new home inside your form, allow yourself to fast forward the tape of your year and be shown the other side of what's waiting for you for having honored this commitment. Feel yourself celebrating right here, right now, with that new win, right? That new win-win-win synergy that's possible as you transform the space in and around you. It transforms your spirit in and outside of you. And it transforms the state of how you show up to the world outside and to yourself, which in turn transforms your whole being. Say, I am that I am. I do that, I do. I be that, I be. And as you hear these words reverberate in the space between your words, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, and allow yourself to come back to the fire that you're sitting at in the snow cave. And offer a moment of gratitude to Grandfather Fire for gifting us this moment of transformation. And allow yourself to get up from your space in your mind's eye and walk out of that cave onto the crunchy snow outside and gaze up into the heavens above. And see those stars twinkling just for you. Every single one of them giving you a nice little knowing wink of acknowledgement for the transformation you've just initiated. As above, so below, as within, so without. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to guide you in this new moon in Aquarius. I hope you got great value from this experience, and I wish you all the best moving forward.